Doo-doo-doo. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's Joe Mitchell here. ActivateYourGreatness.com. Thank you so much for joining me for the 10-Minute Educator. I am Joe Mitchell. I am a high performance coach. I am a tapping expert. I really love tapping. I'm a best-selling author and a Harvard Law grad. And I would like to talk today about getting up early and how to do that. This is Hack It Up Friday. So we're talking about hacks here. And how do we do something in a way that is strategically brilliant? And that's what a hack is. And I got a few hacks for you today. So let's get started. The first thing is I want to just remind you, we've been talking about getting up early all week, and I just want to remind you of a few of the principles that we talked about. So there's some basic stuff. Okay, so let's talk about the basics. Number one, eating. Okay, so if you have a big meal like at 8 o'clock at night, you're not going to get to bed early. Or if you do get to bed early, because you're so full and toxic, you're going to feel terrible in the morning. So that the rule of thumb is 3 to 5 hours before you go to bed, don't eat. If you want the best experience of getting up in the morning. Secondly, alcohol. Okay, if you're doing a lot of alcohol late at night, of course, that's going to affect your sleep. The other thing, the big one is caffeine. Okay, so I would suggest that no caffeine after 3 o'clock. If you really want to get to bed at, let's say, 10, so that you can get up at 5, or something in that vicinity, I'd say nothing after 3, because the caffeine will stay in your system and it will keep you up. And it will, if it doesn't, even if you lie down, it'll still affect your ability to get to sleep. So we've got the last thing is no late night exercise. Okay, if you get yourself pumped up and moving at 8 or 8:30, there's no way that your body's going to cool down enough to go to bed anytime soon. That'll keep you up. So hope you guys got those. Okay, drinking, eating, exercise, caffeine. Okay, things to avoid if you want to get up early. Okay, and then of course control your screens. Okay, because the screens emit blue light, which can keep you up and give you the idea that it's daytime. So limit your screens as much as you can to at least an hour before you go to bed if you can. I'm not saying that's the be all end all, but it definitely makes a difference. The major thing that you want to focus on is your why. Why do you want to get up early? Why do you want to get up at 5 o'clock? Well, I'll give you a couple of good reasons. Okay, if you want to be highly productive and you want to be a high achiever, you're not going to find any better time to achieve, to get things done, get important things done, than early in the morning when everybody else is sleeping or doing something else. This is a great time to get things done because there's fewer distractions. People aren't calling you, people aren't texting you, people aren't bothering you. This is a time when you can focus. So that's a really big one. It's a good time to be very productive because you can just, as I said, you can put your head down and do something, write or read or study, whatever it is that is important to you. You can increase your productivity if you get up early. You can also exercise if you like. And that's always a good thing in the morning because that will get you going, especially if you're a little on the groggy side. And let's face it, I mean, let's face the facts, guys. If you are going to start getting up earlier, you may be groggy for a few days. It may take you some time. So let's get to the hacks here. Okay, let's get to the heart of the hacks. The heart of the hacks are this: create an evening routine, create a morning routine, and get to bed and get up earlier, progressively earlier. Okay, so now the evening routine. Okay, do you get those things? I want to say them one more time. Okay, create an evening routine where you get to bed a little earlier. Create a morning routine where you have a certain routine when you get out of bed. And then get up a little bit earlier, either every day or every week. I'd say probably every week is probably better. Let's talk about that evening routine. Okay, one of the things that's really cool is if you want to get to bed earlier, okay, one of the things you can do is take melatonin. This is one of my favorites. There are a number of sleep things. The Bulletproof brand has their own sleep version, and the Genius brand has their own sleep version. You can look into those. I personally just take 3 to 6 milligrams of melatonin along with sleepy time tea. This naturally makes you sleepy. So you will get sleepy earlier and you won't be running around, especially if you have a schedule, you have a plan, you have a discipline, you have a ritual. That's what you want to do if you want to get up early. So the evening ritual is going to include, drinking your relaxing tea. It's going to be turning off the screens, perhaps reading, taking a shower. I mean, all of these things are really, really good things for you to do to kind of get ready for bed. So if you turn off your screens at 9 and you take a shower and you start reading, and 10 o'clock, lights out. I mean, that's a kind of evening routine that could be something that you sustain throughout the week. But you create your own routine. That's the important thing. And then in the morning, of course, you want another routine. Okay, I do some crazy stuff right now in this day and age. I'm getting up, and one of the first things I do, I make my bed, and then I do a handstand and a headstand. Get the blood flowing in my head. It wakes me up. I drink some water. I have some ginkgo. I'm just like ready to roll. That's what you want to do, is be ready to roll. So you get up and you do something that is going to be energizing. I mean, some people take cold showers. Some people go for a run. There's all kinds of ways that you can create this morning routine. You create it, but write it down and create this routine that really works. And then finally, the final hack is get up a little earlier every day. So if you're now getting up at anywhere between 7 and 7:30, start with like maybe 15 minutes. Like, okay, well, we're going to start getting up at 6:45. Okay. Now, of course, warning. I mean, you may be a little groggy, especially if you're going to bed at the same time. But slowly but surely, as you work through this, you are going to find that next week when you go to bed when you get up at 6:30, you are going to be ready. You're going to be acclimated to the changes. And then the next week, 6:15, and the final week, 6 o'clock. So within a month, you're getting up an hour earlier. Wow. Just imagine what that would be like. What would you do with that extra hour? That's the big question. What would you do with that extra hour? So these are our Hack It Up Friday. Did you get something out of this? I hope you did. If you did, put something in the comments. What you're going to do, because it's all about action. And what I would just say is write down evening routine, morning routine, and then a time that you're getting up. You do that, you are going to you are going to make some real progress. And I'll tell you, you will be so proud of yourself if you start getting up earlier and getting things done in the morning. Yes, that's what the super high achievers do. So let's get on it. Joe Mitchell, activateyourgreatness.com. I got 2 free chapters of my book for you at activateyourgreatness.com. And you can also sign up for a strategy session with yours truly. And I'll walk you through some amazing processes, including a little tapping, maybe tapping, maybe not. I'm more interested in who you are, what you're up to, and what's stopping you. Because you can break through. I believe in you. So thanks so much for watching the 10-Minute Educator, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Take good care.